Hi everybody, Brent Jones NuHomeSource Realty. I'm sorry, let me take my headphones off. Hope everybody's doing well. I've got a lot of people that are thinking about selling their house, and I'm offering to do a free market study, a CMA, a comparable market analysis. And a lot of people have questions about how does a realtor go about assigning value or coming up with what you should list your house at. So let's talk about how that comes about. Before we get started, click notifications, follow me, like this video, and leave a comment. So first of all, let me put a little bit of a disclaimer. A realtor giving you a value of what they think your house would sell for, it is not an appraisal. We are not appraisers. There are licensed appraisers out there who will give you an absolute price based on comps. They do some of the things that are similar, but again, a market study from a realtor is not an appraisal. If you truly absolutely want to go that route, you need to hire an appraiser to come out and appraise your property. But a market study from a realtor, how we would do this would be, I'll tell you how I do it. I want it to be as apples to apples as possible. I want to be in the exact subdivision where your house is. I want to be as close as possible to the amount of square feet that you have. I want to be as close as possible to the year built as possible. By the way, talking about square feet, I'm really not too concerned about this house has 3 bedrooms and this house has 4 bedrooms, because you can always use a room for a bedroom, even though it technically may not be a bedroom. You know, the legal description of a bedroom is it's going to have a closet and a window, but people use other rooms and put a bed in there. So I'm not so worried about 3 bedrooms versus 4 bedrooms. What's more important to me would be total inhabitable square feet. And habitable square feet is, it has plumbing, it has HVAC, it has air conditioning. That's why your garage is not counted as your square feet of the house, because it's not inhabitable square feet. So again, what I would do is subdivision, age, in square feet as closely as possible. And if you're in a typical subdivision, that ought to be fairly easy to come up with comps. The other thing would be, yes or no, does your house have a pool compared to the other comparables? Did they have pools? In this brisk market, you want to go back no more really than 90 days. You could even do even newer, fresher comps, since houses are selling so fast and there's a lot of comparables out there. But I would not go back any further than 90 days unless you absolutely have to. So that would be how you would come up with, or how I would come up with, a comparable market analysis. Now, if you're going to do a subdivision versus a house that's kind of a rural house, kind of a house out in the country, if you're going to do a market study on a house that's kind of out in the country, it can be a lot more challenging, because if the house is sitting on, say, an acre of land and it's kind of out in the country, maybe outside the city limits. Now, there's lots of other houses out there, but they can vary widely. They could be built at different times, different square feet. How much land are they on? One may be on an acre, one may be on multiple acres, one may have a pool, one may not have a pool. When you get out in the country, outbuildings are really big, really important. So yes or no, does your house have an outbuilding compared to the other recent solds? Did they have outbuildings? If they did have outbuildings, what kind of outbuildings? How big? Were they on a permanent foundation? Did they have electrical? Any plumbing? When you're out in the country, do you have any kind of covered patio, a pergola kind of thing? So there can be a lot of variables. It gets to be much more difficult if your house is out in the country versus just your regular subdivision, because there's a lot more variables involved. I mean, houses next door to each other could vary widely as far as the amount of land, the year built, square feet, yes or no it has an outbuilding, yes or no it has a swimming pool, that kind of thing. So anyway, my offer is I'll do a free market analysis for you. I've been doing this for 32 years. I know what I'm talking about, and I'll do it at no obligation. If you're just curious as to what your property might bring, I'll be happy to do it for you, free, no obligation. I think you would be shocked, because we're at the apex of what houses have been selling for recently. I can just almost guarantee you your property is worth more today than it ever has been before. And that's a bold statement, but it's an accurate statement. So if you were curious as to what your house might bring, feel free to contact me. I'll be happy to do a free, no obligation market study. Now, I will say, a lot of the quote-unquote experts are saying that the storm clouds are gathering with what's going on in the world, the war in Ukraine, high interest rates, high gas prices, high inflation. A lot of quote-unquote experts say we're already in a recession. We just don't realize it yet. So anyway, if you were ever going to sell your house, this might be the time to do it. If you were, you know, the old saying, you might want to get while the getting's good. But I'm here to help any way possible. Feel free to reach out to me. Brent Jones, NuHomeSource Realty, 214-649-4528. Again, 214-649-4528. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.